Hello, this is Mitch King from Trade Stocks America with the Daily Stock Report for Monday evening, January 12th. We're looking at the Dow Jones 30 Industrial Average. I put a trend line here for quite a few stocks to try to give you an idea where I think we're at with many of the stocks. This is the trend line for the Dow Jones. You can see here we broke below that, which is still not a serious problem, but if we continue to go down for another day or two, that would definitely change the sentiment or would complete the process of topping on a short-term basis. Let's take a look at a few other stocks. Here's the Nasdaq Composite, same type of look. It broke below right here, that trend line, and I'm going to go down this list of a lot of the stocks that are on the stock list and show you what we're talking about here. Here's SRS. I failed to follow through with this and keep it on the stock list. I did mention this last week that we could get into the low to mid 70s on this. We hit a high of 67 today as real estate stocks continued to edge down, and it looks like we could really start moving on this one. Sorry for not following through on it. And we're seeing a similar pattern here in SKF, which is the ultra short financials. Be careful with trading these ultra short ETFs because they're leveraged anywhere, and this one is 1.8 times and 2.0 on the real estate. So they really move, are very volatile. Do extra small positions so you don't get, because it's very emotional trading these, even for me, after a lot of years of trading. Let's keep going. Here's HOTT, Hot Apparel, still in the uptrend, no concern yet. Let's keep moving through the next stocks. There's the trend line with Agrium. You can see it broke down below here, which could be a problem. Mosaic and Potash are looking good. I put those in as two new intermediate trade ideas to consider. Here's Potash here. We've got pretty much the same type of look. It did break through right in here today. We're keeping an eye on this for a possible buy, a purchase. And here's Mosaic. Mosaic is a little less volatile than Potash, but both these are quite good. I think that we could see a intraday scalp on those two as well. AFFX is still on an uptrend. Lastly, I want to talk about BNI. Had a big down day today, down 6%, fell right below that trend line sharply. This is not a good sign. This is kind of a sign that we've got some weeks ahead of selling that could occur on this stock. If you're long this stock and haven't sold, then I would consider letting it bounce for a couple days and try to get a higher price to sell it from. You're not trying to make money at this point. You're trying to recover somewhat and look for a bounce in the market and let this one come up with you. This went down because another railroad stock's earnings were below expectations today, CSX, although interesting thing is CXS did not go down near as sharply in a technical way as Burlington Northern. So CSX could bounce up, but I'm not trying to make a trade on this one. Trying to use this, compare it with another stock in the same sector. Here's a nice intraday chart with Rambus. This is the one that dropped heavily yesterday. Thought it would drop a little more. It dropped another $1, which is almost 10% in this stock. Let's say 8.5 to 9%, from 11.40 all the way down to 10.40, and then bounced back right back that $1 within the 1 hour of that drop. So there was a good intraday scalp that I was considering and saying yesterday that that's possible. We could get a nice bounce on that stock. So as far as intraday stocks and looking for a reversal, open a lot of different chart windows, put on a 5-minute setting on it, and try to look for a big move that I'm thinking we might have tomorrow, starting tomorrow, and moving up for a day or two after that, at least as a swing trade. You guys take care, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.